My name is Kevin Cranston, a child behavior specialist. I thought I'd do a reaction video to a real world situation so you could see what I might do in extreme situations. Let's see what happens in this video. So, right now, if you notice, nobody's learning, everybody's laughing. A student has his phone out, filming all of this, which means no learning is getting done. I don't know if this is like a detention center or something where like they're here because they were in trouble, or what. But the classroom's definitely kind of boring looking. But again, that might be by design. The student who is yelling at the teacher is also facing the wall away from other students, which is going to create isolation and these strong emotions that the student is showing. I mean, imagine if you went to work and your boss had you in like a desk and away from everybody else because he didn't like you. Like, imagine how you would feel if you were isolated at work. And now this is a kid who's emotionally not, kids who are not as emotionally stable as we are, having to deal with being isolated. So let's go and see what happens from here.
You're gonna learn a lesson. Why are you in this shield?
What the hell?
You're in this shield. Would y'all shut up?
So, as you can tell, the class is distracted. It could be that kids are probably bored right now and this is entertaining for them to watch. That's why when I was in a classroom, the best advice for behavior I had was make really engaging lessons. If the kids are working in groups, doing something fun, they're not going to misbehave because they're too distracted. But right now these kids seem pretty bored. They got their camera out, they got their popcorn ready, and they're ready to watch the show. So let's see what happens next.
Shut up! Stop it! Stop it! And you're an idiot. You want to get suspended and
So the way the teacher's handling this is not really ideal. He's kind of showing kids that if someone yells at you, yell right back, call them an idiot. But that's not how we want to solve real world problems. You don't want someone yelling at you and they don't want you to yell at them. So yelling is not going to be the ideal thing in this case. The teacher obviously wants to teach them a lesson, wants to show them how to behave, but right now, like, this is not sort of the place to do it. We have students that are isolated, students that could feel embarrassed. You really want to either pull them out or wait till everybody's calmed down and do a whole group lesson. But right now, nobody's learning. Lots of people are yelling.
home over that? You're gonna let one word bother you?
So that's a very good lesson. I'm not opposed to like what the teacher has to say. He has a very good message of like, don't let one word bother you. Don't let words bother you. But the problem is how he's going about it. He's just yelling at them. It's not going to get anything accomplished. Like, it's kind of like with math. Okay, if a kid doesn't know a math problem, we teach them how to do math. If a kid doesn't know how to read, we teach him how to read. But with behavior, if a kid doesn't know how to behave, well, we scream at them, we put them in detention. Like, we don't teach them, model how to behave. By yelling at the kids, he's just showing them what not to do, not how an adult would handle the situation.
But I'm gonna let you understand one of these days you're gonna say a word and you're gonna get punched and you're gonna get hurt because you should have learned to keep your mouth shut.
Again, the teacher and I kind of have the same like thought process here. We want the kids to learn lessons. I definitely want that smaller kid to know, like, hey, we don't go and we don't run our mouths. We don't argue, we don't fight. But again, that's not, like, this is not the time for it. It's going to go in one ear, out the other, and everyone's going to be super defensive because no one wants to be embarrassed, especially in front of their classmates.
Whether you call it bullying or whatever, then they're going to say, well, he's...
Somebody run me over just because I'm smaller.
Oh, it has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you, you're
Yes,
going to
it
get...
does.
No, it doesn't. You're
My
not going
whole
to...
life I've been
So there's probably some truth in what the student has to say. I mean, you know, and to say that in front of a whole group it means a lot to him. He feels really strongly that he has been picked on his whole life because he's smaller. And I guarantee you there's some truth in that. I mean, he might be like, you know, doing things to get beat up, like saying mean things to people, but he feels bad about being smaller. And, you know, that is something that would have been a great one-on-one lesson. They could have gotten the counselor involved to talk to him and figure out why does he have these deep emotions. But right now, it's just a yelling match. So let's see how it continues.
Ethan, you're the one that's saying stuff to other people is what I'm telling you. Ethan, you're the person that's saying stuff. You're the person that's saying stuff.
It's funny because these kids can get really, like, engaged. Like, they're looking at the camera. They're all into it. Like, I don't know. Just imagine if, like, you gave them, like, an assignment to film a video over the Renaissance or, like, make up a play or something like that. Because these kids have lots of energy. And, like, they want to, like, do fun things. So it would just be so fascinating to see them do, like, a fun assignment and where their creativity could, like, you know, flourish versus filming and laughing at their teacher.
You're bringing it on yourself. So it's not bullying. You're not going to get away with it. You got to stop it. You can't call somebody else fat or say something else.
So he's super defensive, the other student. Very defensive. But I mean, right now, everyone's laughing at him. Like, all of his classmates are there. He's going to be defensive. But if you get him alone and have a real lesson with him, going over the real consequences, then he might actually learn something from this. You could sit him down and, you know, you could be like, look, like, why did you say that to the other student? And then he would explain why, and then you could say, yeah, but, like, you know, that's not going to get you what you want. And then he might open up about how when he was smaller he got beat up, or we don't know, but he'll open up and tell you more about him so you can kind of find a solution and be more impactful on him. The students also overall, like, just, I don't know, they seem bored and they seem like they're doing this, like they're having fun right now, which is sad because they're not learning.
Do you understand? I'm just telling you. You better stop either. I'm just telling you. You better figure out another way because you're going to end up getting yourself punched one day, and you're going to be crying. You're going to be all upset. I'm going to be like, Ethan, you could have avoided it. The other kid's going to get in trouble, but you still got punched because you could have avoided it.
It's a shame because the lesson's, like, great. I mean, that's a very, like, solid message that he wants to send the kid. Like, don't say mean things to other people. I don't want to see you get hurt. Try to be their friend, but not the best timing. You don't want to do this in front of everybody else. It's not going to register at all.
But Ethan's always got to say something, always got to prove a point. And you, Jason, lie. The kid wants popcorn. Who cares?
I do want to say to, I think this is the end. Let me get to the end. Okay, so I do want to say overall, like, I have no disrespect for this teacher. Like, he obviously is working really hard. I mean, it's tough having these many kids in, like, in a group. Teacher burnout's real, and he really wants to do what's best for these kids. He wants them to understand, like, how to grow up and how to be a successful adult, and that we don't fight, we don't yell, we don't do all that stuff. It's just that, like, I don't think it was handled in the best manner. No learning really got done in that time. All eyes were on the disruption. My advice would have been to just, you know, get the kids out, get the two of them out, have a real serious discussion with them, and give a real lesson on, like, you know, what it is to be an adult.